Hello and welcome to this video. So Adi Shankaracharya is a central figure in Hinduism and Sanatana Dharma. He is said to have walked the length and breadth of Indian subcontinent, spreading Vedanta philosophy, especially Advaita Vedanta philosophy. He is also said to have debated Buddhists on the basic tenets of Buddhism and defeated them in that, which effectively drove out Buddhism, which was the central idea in the minds of the people in the land. But he has also debated Vedantins and Brahmanical Puritans at the time. But most Indians, not even Hindus, know who Adi Shankaracharya really is and what his contributions are to Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma. So that is what we will look at in this video. Now, to understand Adi Shankaracharya and the contributions he made to the philosophy of the land, we need to first understand the social, cultural and theological background of the 8th century India. Adi Shankaracharya is believed to have lived between 700 to 750 CE, and some accounts say he lived from 780 to 822 CE. The thing is, much that we know about Adi Shankaracharya was written in a much later date, in 11th century to 14th century, under the patronage of Vijayanagara Empire. So these are also very exaggerated biographies or hagiographies. He is believed to have born in the village of Kaladi in Ernakulam district in Kerala, and he was born into a poor Brahmin family. His father died at an early age, and he had the inclination to become a monk or a sannyasi from a very early period. His mother reluctantly agrees after he was attacked by a crocodile with only one condition: to return home at the time of her death, which he keeps, a promise which he keeps. Adi Shankaracharya is believed to be a contemporary of Kumarila Bhatta and Prabhagara and Mandana Mishra, who is an important figure in his hagiography, a Vedantist or a believer of Mīmāmsā philosophy, who he almost defeated in a debate. Now, he becomes the disciple of a guru named Govinda Bhagavatpada, who is the Shishya of Gaudapada. Gaudapada is another very prominent figure who is credited to be the author of Mandukya Karika, which is heavily influenced by Mahayana Buddhism, which is a form of Buddhism aiming at salvation of all beings and tending towards non-dualistic or monistic thought. That is more on the lines of Advaita Vedanta, which is the main philosophy put forward by Adi Shankaracharya. Now, after he finishes his studies under these gurus, he moved to Varanasi. More than 300 literary works are credited to Adi Shankaracharya, which includes poems, commentaries and expositions that are theories, philosophical theories. But a lot of them are not authentic. The major works that he has done are the Brahma Sutra Bhashya, that is the commentary on the Brahma Sutra, which is the fundamental text of the Vedanta school. Now, he has written commentaries on all the principal Upanishads, a commentary on Mandukya Karika, which is Gaudapada's work. He is also the author of Yoga Sutra Bhashya Vivarana, which is the commentary and in-depth explanation of Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And he has also written a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutra and Upanishads are the basic principal texts of the Vedanta school of thought in India. Now, a lot of people have gone so far as to ask whether Adi Shankaracharya is really a Hindu revivalist or a crypto-Buddhist. That is, he is secretly a Buddhist who is using the prominent philosophy or ideology of the land, that is Hinduism, to actually propagate Buddhism. The reason is this. Even though Adi Shankaracharya has heavily criticized and even attacked Buddhism and Jainism, he has also gone against the Vedantins, the Brahmanical Puritans, and the staunch believers of Vedic rituals in the land. At Shankara's time, there were literalists and ritualists who were holding on to the scriptures, missing their spirits. And there were nihilists and iconoclasts who were out to destroy all that was sacred and old. It was an age of conflict among different schools of philosophy and hostility among religious sects. It was a time when the Varna system was well established and there was the Brahmanical tyranny, or the argument that the Brahmins are the highest form of human beings, the enlightened one or the blessed ones who should be revered. And then Buddha came along and Buddhism spread in the land, which basically says that it is not in the rituals or the Vedas or the study of textbooks that liberation or enlightenment is in, but in self-study, in detachment, and understanding the reality of life. So there was Mīmāmsā, which was based on the strict following and observances of the Vedic rituals and texts. Whatever they did according to the Vedic text. That was Mīmāmsā, enlightenment through Dharma or karma or action. And then there was the Vedanta school of thought, which was also called Uttara Mīmāmsā. That basically means later Mīmāmsā. The Vedantins did not bother themselves with the action part of the Vedas, but the knowledge part. That is, they only followed Brahma Sutras and the Upanishads, where it's all about studying how to attain liberation rather than doing the day-to-day things like pujas and rituals and ceremonies and placing the gods, so on. So there were the Buddhists, the Jainists, the Mīmāmsā, the people who followed Mīmāmsā philosophy, and the people who followed Vedanta Darshana. All of these, along with the other religious sects, the Shaivism, the Vaishnavites, the Shakta communities, these were all existing together in the land where Adi Shankara was supposed to operate. So how did he unite all of this? His solution to all of this problem was obviously Advaita Vedanta. He says that Brahma is the ultimate and only reality in this universe and everything else is an illusion or a Maya. This idea of illusion or Maya, or that everything in this universe that we see with our eyes is just an illusion, was taken from the Buddhist thought. But he did not go so far as to be nihilistic about it, where Buddha always said that there is actually nothing, everything is an illusion. But Adi Shankaracharya doesn't go so far. Instead, he agrees with the Vedanta philosophy, which says that there is an ultimate reality, but the Maya or the illusion is superimposed on this Brahman. Otherwise, Brahman is an indescribable, invisible thing which cannot be perceived if not for Maya. He uses the analogy of somebody perceiving an inanimate rope as a snake to make us understand how illusion of this universe works. The inanimate rope is the Brahman, which really doesn't do anything to us, for us, nothing. It's just a plain rope. But we see it as snake. We perceive it wrong. And therefore we have an emotional reaction towards it. Adi Shankaracharya is also the person who brought a monastic lifestyle into Hinduism. Before that, it was more about a grihastashrama kind of living, where all the spiritual practices and experiences were done within the household of one guru and the people around him. established madhas in all of these places where people could actually go and follow a monastic life, which was just about the pursuit of knowledge and self-study and study of the proper knowledge without any other distractions or ritualistic practices. So unlike what a lot of people say about Adi Shankaracharya, he did not really drive Buddhism out of India. Instead, he imbibed the best of Buddhism into the Hindu traditions. Despite all his disagreements and criticism of Sri Buddha, he has called Gautama Buddha as the 9th avatar of Lord Vishnu. So he basically brought Buddhism into the folds of Hinduism through Advaita Vedanta. But he cut the nihilistic, the shunyata part of Buddhism that made it so nihilistic and unpalatable for the Hindus at the time. He is also a wonderful human being for establishing a 5-deity worship system across India. The simultaneous worship of 5 deities: Ganesha, Surya, Vishnu, Shiva and Devi. And obviously the idea that all these deities are different manifestations of the one supreme reality, which is Brahma. There is nothing but Brahma. Another very important thing, at least if we can trust the historical sources, is that he's not just a man who talked the talk but also walked the walk. He went around India connecting the major holy spots of India, such as the 12 Jyotirlingas, 18 Shakti Pithas and 4 Vishnu Dhams. And that has defined India as a single land with one identity of Sanatana Dharma. Now, Wikipedia is the page that we first see when we Google anything, and how it has represented Adi Shankaracharya is quite dismal, if you ask me. They say that Adi Shankaracharya was probably a figment of imagination of somebody in the 14th century Vijayanagara Empire, which was created to unify Hinduism from against the outside forces. And also they speculate that he could have been a crypto-Buddhist rather than a Hindu. None of these criticism actually stands unless they have the proof proving the alternative. Now, the real thing that we have to see and appreciate here is that either Adi Shankaracharya or somebody or a civilized or an empire under the banner of Adi Shankaracharya was able to take in all the criticisms about Hinduism that were prevailing at the time, and they had the mental stature to actually correct all those criticisms. They were able to emancipate Hindu philosophy from its divided, chaotic past where everybody was believing one thing or the other. People were basically suffering within this chaos because either you had to be a literalist or a fundamentalist or a proper non-believer, a nihilist, or somebody who suffered under the Brahmanical tyranny. Adi Shankaracharya was able to turn all that around and unify and connect the major tenets of Sanatana Dharma without falling prey to the nihilism of Buddhism. So that is basically the life and the contribution of Adi Shankaracharya to the Indian Hindu philosophical thought or Sanatana Dharma. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, please hit the like button and also share it with somebody else. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section, especially if you think I missed out on something. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. So until we meet next time, bye-bye. Well, it goes without saying that I don't have a sponsor yet. But not to worry, I will sponsor my own video. More precisely, my book with. This is the first book that I wrote. It's a realistic fiction novel about 4 teens in a city, enmeshed in a life of drugs, love, violence and chaos. A tale of isolation and desperation one feels among known strangers in an unknown city. Well, this book is available on Amazon and Flipkart. The links will be in the description. I will also share the link to the video trailer of the book, so check them out. And now back to the video.